Hi again, everyone. Gary Digital Williams here on Boxing Along the Beltway. Our news and notes for this week. And this week we have a lot of information going on. We got some big bouts for a lot of our Beltway boxers coming up this weekend. And we'll have a preview of a card that will take place at the Merrick Recreation Center in D.C. 1 week from Saturday on November the 18th. We'll talk all about that in this podcast. Beltway Boxing News and Notes brought to you by Real-Time Pain Relief. From boxers to ballerinas, for shoulder pain to muscle strain and everything in between, Boxing Along the Beltway recommends Real-Time Pain Relief, the natural, plant-based, safe, fast, and effective ointment. You go to freepainoffer.com, buy $10 worth of Real-Time Pain Relief, you get a free $10 tube of Real-Time Pain Relief. Rub it on, the pain is gone in real time. Well, tonight, as we record this Friday, November 10th, we've got a card at Rosecroft Raceway in Fort Washington, Maryland. It's an amateur card. As the Tony Valley Association All-Stars, the PVA All-Stars, they'll be in action against a team from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. That'll be at Rosecroft Raceway in Fort Washington, Maryland tonight, Friday, November 10th. General admission tickets start at $20. And the first bout schedule begins at 7 p.m. No word on who is actually going to be on the card for the PVA All-Stars, but should be a great event. They always put together great shows for the amateurs. They bring in boxers from other areas to oppose them. It should be a good one. That's tonight, Friday, November 10th, at Rosecroft Raceway. The PVA All-Stars in action against Team Philadelphia. Now, some big bouts this weekend for our Beltway boxers, two of our Beltway boxers. These are big bouts because one of them definitely will put, if he wins it, it'll put him in line for a world title shot. So he needs it pretty badly. And that's, of course, Mike Yes Indeed Reed. We talked about this a little bit last week, but we want to get more into the details of the card. Mike Yes Indeed Reed out of Waldorf, Maryland, a super lightweight. He's undefeated. He's 23-0, 12 KOs. He'll take on fellow undefeated boxer Jose Carlos Ramirez of Avenal, California, 20-0, 15 KOs, in a 10-round bout. That'll be, as we said, Saturday, November 11th at the Save Mart Arena in Fresno, California. Now, the bout will be for Ramirez's WBC Continental America's Super Lightweight Championship. It'll be shown on ESPN, and this will mark Mike Reed's first time on national television. He's been on a number of live streams on Top Rank videos and things, Top Rank sites and things of that nature, but this is his first time that he will be on national television. He'll be the co-feature to the WBC Light Heavyweight Championship, I believe it is, on that card. With Artur Beterbiev on that card. So he'll be the main event, but Mike Reed will be the co-feature, so definitely on there. Now, Reed comes off two straight 10-round unanimous decision victories against veteran opponents. Now, again, Mike Reed's career has been such that he's faced very few under 500 characters. He has fought most of his career against veterans and guys who have had good overall records. Very few has he had against under 500 records. So this is a big one for him. He, on April 8th at the MGM National Harbor in Oxon Hill, Maryland, he fought against Reyes Sanchez, won a 10-round unanimous decision, but even to his standards, he did not think he had a strong performance in that bout. He really did not look his best that night. Reed, however, did have a solid showing against Robert Franco, and he won a 10-round unanimous decision there on August 19th in Lincoln, Nebraska. I know his coach and his father, Buck Pinson, wanted him to go for the knockout in that bout, but Franco was a tough guy, no question about that. And Reed did score a pretty dominant victory in that one. So coming off that bout, he may be prepared for this bout against Ramirez. And Reed, by the way, is ranked number 9 in the world by the World Boxing Organization. Now, Ramirez is 20-0, 15 KOs. He scored knockouts in his last 3 outings. He scored a 4th-round TKO over Tomas Mendez in July of 2016, Lemoore, California, followed by a 6th-round knockout over Issouf Kinda, I guess it is, in December 2016 at the Save Mart Arena. And then his last outing, Ramirez delivered a 2nd-round TKO over Jake Juricio, May 5th in Reno, Nevada. Now, Ramirez is the defending WBC Continental American Super Lightweight Championship, and this will be the 4th defense of the title. He won that way back in December of 2015. And Ramirez is ranked 5th by the WBC and 5th by the WBO. So, again, a big win for Mike Reed if he can get it. It'll be huge for him. I think it'll put him right smack dab in the midst for a world title. Now, the show scheduled to begin at 10:30 p.m. on ESPN. And Reed Ramirez, once again, will be the co-feature on that card. So, best wishes, of course, to Mike, yes, indeed, Reed. That's at the Save Mart Arena in Fresno, California. Meanwhile, at the renovated now Nassau Veterans Memorial Coliseum in Uniondale, Long Island, New York, Baltimore's super bantamweight Glenn Dezurn Jr. puts his undefeated record on the line in an 8-round contest against Jesse Angel Hernandez of Fort Worth, Texas, on Saturday, November 11th in Uniondale, Long Island, as we said. Dezurn is 9-0-1, 6 KOs, coming off an 8-round split decision draw against Adam Lopez. That was on July 14th in Miami, Oklahoma. That was at the Buffalo Run Casino. And, of course, prior to that, Glenn Dezurn fought on the April 14th card at MGM National Harbor in Oxon Hill, Maryland, and put together a great performance against Leroy Davila. That was his first time on national television. Hernandez, meanwhile, is 9-1, 7 KOs. He scored a 5th-round TKO over previously undefeated Vladimir Tikhonov. That was on August 4th in Detroit, Michigan. Now, this bout will be on the undercard of that big HBO triple header that's going to be on there. Luis Arias and Daniel Jacobs, I think, is one of the bouts on that card. And that's going to be on HBO on November 11th. That's Saturday night. But Dezurn's bout will be on the undercard of that particular card. So we'll see what happens there. So that's a good one there. So again, Glenn Dezurn, he's a very fan-friendly fighter, and he needs to be at his best against Jesse Angel Hernandez on Saturday, November 11th. So those are the two big bouts on the show, on the schedule, I should say. Antoine Douglas was scheduled to be on a card at the Atrium Arena in Stone Mountain, Georgia on Saturday, November 11th, but it looks like that bout is now off. I don't see it on the BoxRec schedule anymore. But one bout that is on the card on that day, and this is just coming out, Kevin the Scarecrow Womack out of Baltimore, Maryland. He'll take on Jotun Joey Tiberi in a bout at the Hockenson Powell Center in Hockenson, Delaware, this coming Saturday, November 11th. Womack is a late sub for Justin Savi, and Savi was supposed to take on Tiberi for a regional title, but Womack, who's 7-14-4, I know he's got about 5 knockouts or so, he'll take on Jotun Tiberi, who's 15-2. And that'll be in a 6-round bout now at the Hockenson Powell Center in Hockenson, Delaware. So we'll see what happens there. Now, let's turn our attention to the card that takes place. Best wishes to Kevin Womack, of course. Let's take our attention to the card that takes place on Saturday, November 18th. And that'll be a TAC Promotions, Tony Athletic Club, and Putney Promotions card. And that'll take place at the Merrick Recreation Center. It's a new location for us. And that center is located at 4275 4th Street in Southeast Washington, D.C. Now, there's been a number of changes to this card even since we talked to you about it last week. So we'll give you the update that we know it right now. Jonathan Bad Badger Baxter's on the card. He's in the main event, DC welterweight. He'll be in a 6-round contest against Joseph Trouble Figueroa. We've heard that name before a couple of times, of the Bronx, New York. Baxter 8-1, 7 KOs. He lost his pro debut in November 2016. That took place at the, I believe it was at the Horseshoe Casino in Baltimore, Maryland. But since that time, he's won 8 straight bouts, all in North Carolina and in Georgia, including a 2nd-round TKO of Isaiah Robinson on August 19th in Greensboro, North Carolina. Now, Figueroa, who's 11-62-5 with 3 KOs, he'll without question be the most experienced foe that Baxter has faced. Figueroa has lost 8 in a row, but he's gone the distance in every bout. That includes one of the bouts he had against Andrew Duman Farmer last year, I believe it was, at the ABC Sports Complex in Springfield, Virginia. Figueroa is coming off a 4-round unanimous decision loss to Osnell Charles, and that was on April 27th in Durham, North Carolina. Now, Baxter's cousin, Quentin Taylor, who's a cruiserweight from D.C., he's scheduled to be on the card, a 4-round bout against opponent to be determined. Taylor is 1-0, 1 KO, winning his pro debut on August 19th in Greensboro, North Carolina. Scored a 1st-round TKO against Keishai DeCon Lindsay. Okay, so he's what's going to be on the card. Also, Bladensburg, Maryland featherweight, the Dark Menace Tierra Brown. She's 3-0, 2 KOs. She'll be on the card in a 4-round rematch against Natalie King of Wilson, North Carolina. Now, the two met each other back on March 25th at the University of District of Columbia. You heard that bout here on the Box on the Beltway Google app for Android. And Brown won that bout by 4-round unanimous decision. I hear they've been talking a lot of trash online between the two. Natalie King's 0-7. And again, she is from Wilson, North Carolina, but she has been tougher than a lot of boxers from Wilson, North Carolina. She and Brown went on. I mean, Brown was pretty dominant in that bout against King the last time out, but King proved to be tough and wasn't going anywhere. So we'll see what happens this time around. Okay. So, Dark Menace Tierra Brown in that card. Also, Glen Arden, Maryland, super lightweight, Devontae Speed Rawls scheduled to be on the card in a 6-round contest against Matt Murphy of East St. Louis, Illinois. Speed Rawls is 8-1-1, 6 KOs. He's going to look to bounce back from suffering his first pro loss, and that was a 6-round split decision to Dion Richardson on July 13th. That was at Michael's 8th Avenue in Glen Burnie, Maryland. You heard that bout here on the Box All About with Google app for Android. And in about that, Dion Richardson did something that no one else was able to do throughout Speed Rawls' career thus far, and that's neutralize Rawls' speed. He really did. Richardson did a nice job in that bout, deserved the win, and so Speed Rawls going to look to try to get back on track, and he probably can do it against Murphy. Murphy looks to bounce back from 6-round unanimous decision. Lost to Evan Vargas on October 14th, Phoenix, Arizona. Murphy is 3-17-3 with 2 KOs. But the thing about Murphy, he seems to take bouts almost every other week, it seems. It is amazing how busy. He'll compete for the 15th time in 2017, and it may even be the 16th time because, quite frankly, he's on a schedule to be on a card this coming Saturday. So if he fights that one and comes back and fights Speed Rawls on the 18th, they'll be in the 16th time. He has fought in 2017. That is amazing. No question about that. So that's a 6-round bout against between Devontae Speed Rawls and Matt Murphy. DC welterweight Cornell Hines on the card. He'll take on Clifford the Magician McPherson. Now, he's no relation, to my knowledge, to the Clifford McPherson we had here in Baltimore many years ago. Clifford the Hammer McPherson, who was also involved in the kickboxing realm as well. But Clifford the Magician McPherson will take on Cornell Hines. Hines is 1-0, 1 KO. He made his pro debut on April 29th at the ABC Sports Complex, scored a first-round TKO over Zachary Johnson. Now, McPherson, who I believe is out of St. Louis, Missouri, he is 2-33-1 with 1 KO, and he has lost 31 bouts in a row. That includes a second-round TKO to Levante Early on February 11th in Chattanooga, Tennessee. So that bout's scheduled for 4 rounds. Cornell Hines taking on Clifford McPherson. Also in the card, Yonkers, New York middleweight Brian Pappas returns the action for the first time in 2017. He takes on Jason Micro Tyson McClure of Paris, Arkansas. He has not fought since October 2011. Pappas is 16-2-1 with all 16 wins by knockout. He last fought in December 2016 and notched the first-round TKO over Andrew Hartley in Johnson City, Tennessee. McClure is 1-9, lost by second-round KO to Elliot Foreman in Russellville, Arkansas. Now, McClure and Pappas have met before. That was way back in September 2010, and Pappas scored a first-round TKO in Paris, Arkansas. So far, that is the card. I think there's some other bouts that are on the horizon for that show, but that'll be Saturday, November 18th at the Merrick Recreation Center. Hopefully, I'll have the call for you on that one. We'll see how the Wi-Fi is and how the internet is for that show. Now, the show scheduled to begin at 7:00 p.m., which is good for me because I'll be able to get there from Baltimore, where I'll be doing the public address announcing for Coppin women's basketball's first game of the year. And that'll be on November 18th when the Lady Eagles take on Mount St. Mary's on that day. That game will begin at 2 o'clock. It'll probably end around 4:30. So by the time I get, it'll be good time for me to get over to Recreation Center, Merrick Recreation Center. So that's Saturday, November 18th at the Merrick Recreation Center, the TAC Promotions, Putney Promotions card. And we look forward to having a call on that one as well. Now, a couple things before we get out of here. I did say originally that the Tori Nelson, Clarissa Shields bout was going to be on HBO. That is wrong. It will be on Showtime. It'll be a Showbox card, and there'll be the headlining bout on Showbox on January the 12th. Friday, January the 12th, from the Turning Stone Resort and Casino in Verona, New York. Clarissa Shields taking on Tori Nelson, and that'll be for Shields' championships, and that'll be on Friday, November 12th. Of course, that'll be a big weekend for the Beltway, because on Saturday, January the 13th, and it looks like it's going to be in the Barclays Center. We don't really know, though, but it looks like it's going to be in the Barclays Center. Lamont Peterson will challenge Errol Spence for the IBF welterweight title, and that'll be on Showtime as well. So back-to-back Beltway boxers on Showtime. Actually, the two boxers right now who are the only two Beltway boxers to win the Beltway Boxer of the Year award twice. Lamont Peterson and Tori Nelson. Back-to-back shows coming up January 12th and 13th. Now, there is talk also that the next Beltway boxing card we'll have in the area will be on Thursday night, November the 30th, and it will come from the MGM National Harbor and Casino in Oxon Hill, Maryland. That is the big rumor floating around. I've heard it's a done deal. I don't know details. It's a Golden Boy promotion show. I do know that. But that's what we're talking about right now. Thursday, November 30th at the MGM National Harbor Casino in Oxon Hill, Maryland. That's going to be the next Beltway boxing card in-house, for what I've heard. So we'll keep you posted on that as well as we go through the next couple weeks on the Beltway Boxing News and Notes podcast. So we'll see what happens. So a lot of great stuff going on, as we say every week here in the Beltway. And keep posted right here. Subscribe to the Box on Beltway Google app for Android. Download the app. Tell your friends download the app. And iOS listeners can subscribe on the Spreaker.com page or the iHeartRadio.com page as well. And I believe the YouTube page is running as well, so you can subscribe there as well. So Beltway Boxing News and Notes, once again, brought to you by Real Time Pain Relief. Go to freepainoffer.com, buy $10 worth of real-time pain relief. You get a free $10 tube of real-time pain relief. Rub it on. The pain is gone in real time. Thanks for listening, everybody. I'm Gary Digital Williams. Always remember to keep supporting the best boxing in the world. The boxing along the Beltway. Thanks for listening. Take care.